Trade, are you finally here? Unbelievable! Welcome back to another vlog, guys, here on the fastest growing stock market channel from the Middle East, from Dubai. So thank you very much for watching, and make sure to subscribe and smash that like up button. And we are starting with the most important question: will we finally get a trade deal? Yes or no? We will find out right now, so stay tuned. Alright, so let's get the story started. So actually we are talking about the biggest trade back and forth that was ever done between the US and China, as the both biggest economies in the world, started by Trump saying there's no fair trade deal or trade agreement between those countries, and he put like examples out there, like, you pay much more taxes on importing US cars than on Chinese cars, and so on, and with a lot of different products. And at some point I can understand that he needs this deal, and it has become like a political advantage for him and his campaign, and but we will talk about how important, how much people are anticipating this trade deal very much. So today is Monday. Today are meeting some, let's say, lower key representatives of the trade war or the trade deal between those countries. And then actually on Thursday there is a couple of very senior guys sitting on a table in Washington to discuss a solution. And by saying high level people, you're talking about top officials of China, like the Chinese Vice Premier Liu Qi, and for example the US Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin, and Robert Lighthizer, the US Trade Representative. Now there is also a lot of stake within the whole couple of months the trade war is going on already. The US imposed 500 billion on Chinese goods, and on retrospective also China put with less import that US goods are coming in China, they put just 100 billion on US goods as tariffs on goods arriving in China. So there's a big heavier imposement by the US government, but it's also because China sending much more products to US than other way around. Now, said this, the Donald Trump statements are the following. So the chances are apparently very good chance, or the statement is very good chance of making a deal. And he also states it could be the biggest trade deal ever made. And now this is particularly true because since they both are the biggest nations in economy size overall globally, this can really be the biggest trade deal overall, and hopefully they can come to an agreement because this back and forth. And also I suggested a couple of vlogs ago that they should maybe concentrate on some smaller deals and the big topics that they cannot agree for reasons, like the IP, the US saying that the Chinese companies get IPs from US companies, and that this should be somehow protected, and that China is not so much about IP. They are all about making so much products and so much growth for their economy, so they don't care so much, it's rather the market decide which product is best. So however, China, he said also China is very much wanting a deal as well, which is particular also true because looking on Chinese data from China, even though they are unaudited and sometimes you have to question if this data is right. However, you have to trust this data so far until anything else is claimed or public. So is definitely affecting both economies, and both countries suffer on the stock market as well. You know, we have seen roller coaster rallies and stopped, and bears came up if there's any new tweet from Donald Trump saying something negative about the trade deal. So there's always this, tomorrow we will have a trade deal, to this week we will have a trade deal. You know, they meet so many times, I can't even keep track of that. But however, this week shall be the week, so let's see what's on the plate. So let's talk about expectation, because everybody is expecting a trade deal. So it's get even at this point so important for the stock market that, you know, big companies like Morgan Stanley, you know, Goldman and Sachs, they are saying it, to get another high on the stock market, we need this deal. But not only economic or stock market wise, obviously the main character in this is Donald Trump and his campaign 2020. Now there's two scenarios. One, there's the scenario, of course, Trump need this trade deal for his campaign to say how good he was trading and negotiating a new deal for US and the US citizens and be the big guy out of that. And there's also China wanting put an end on that, obviously. But there's also the other option where China can say, for example, that, you know, wait a second, if we maybe wait a bit longer and keep this going on until the campaign, as more pressure we can build on Donald Trump to put our terms into focus. And this is something that, you know, can hurt all these trade talks, and China with time maybe gather the upper hand on that. So however this comes out, I believe the stronger position is on both companies want to get one trade deal done, and that's why I think there is a high probability to at least a very, very, very tiny trade deal, and I hope for that, because the stock market will welcome that, with new heights and with a new rally. So let's see, and let's talk about Donald Trump for a minute. So Donald Trump says for his campaign that he will make this deal and make a strong economy, and he needs a strong economy for this trade deal. So however, there is also another candidate in the US political game for the president. This is Elizabeth Warren, which seemed to be a very, very tough candidate, and she have everything planned, and she seems to be very, very well organized. And also, you know, she seems to be a tough one, as I said. So it seems that, you know, maybe the Chinese will also think that, you know, if we don't make a deal with Donald Trump, with somehow we can make, you know, if we fit certain conditions, then maybe we will get a new candidate, which would be Elizabeth Warren, and then we maybe get even a worse deal with the US, or maybe, you know, there's maybe a deal negotiated or whatsoever. There can be any kind of outcome with a new president. So this is also the risk for the Chinese. So I think the tendency is towards the trade deal, even a small one. So let's see how it develops. An update definitely on Saturday in my stock market week series, and make sure to subscribe and thumb up and smash that thumbs up button for me, please. See you tomorrow. Peace.